YouTube. Welcome to Rogers Racing and Performance YouTube channel.
I'm Jared Rogers.
I'm Casey Rogers.
And we're going to go fast.
And we're going to smoke some competition. So we're out in the shop tonight. We got old Blue Thunder in here. As you've seen in previous episodes, this is a pretty sentimental truck with a sentimental name. Dad had the original Blue Thunder and always wanted one, so we built this one, and it's kind of become iconic to everybody around here. Everybody loves the truck, so we pulled the backup motor out, got it put back together, and so now we have the 482 in here. Last season, I believe it was the second race last season, the 499 D-stroked engine that we had in here had a part failure. Just it come apart about 8,800 RPM. So I still haven't even had the heart to open the engine up to see what happened. But one day we will, and we'll bring you along with us. But that being said, we got the truck running back in December. Yep. Jared got to drive the truck for the first time at Crosby, Texas, at the off-road park there. Triple X put on a race, and we went out and had some fun. It was pretty nerve-wracking for me. Not only was it Jared's first time making a solo pass, but he was making a pass in my truck. So it was a lot of emotions, but it was a great day. Came home with second place, some really close racing. Can't ask for more. I mean, but Jared can kind of talk about the issues we found in the truck, though, for that race.
Yeah, during the race, I noticed that it really wasn't pulling its hardest. It was leaving quite subtle and wasn't really wrapping out like the truck was set up for. Because this engine really doesn't wrap out like the old motor did. And it was kind of graining on the top end, and just overall just not really going as fast as it should or could.
So I noticed the same thing. It was about the 160 foot, 180 foot mark. The truck really seemed to lay over and just stop pulling. And matter of fact, the guy that won first, I mean, it was photo finish. Maybe we can find that photo and put up in here. It was a bumper. It was a bumper at the finish line that won the race. And so fast forward, January, February, we were working on Jared's science fair project, which he did the science of race suspension. So we ended up making multiple passes with the truck. And recording it with our draggy, and it was a win-win for us. He got data for his science fair project, and we were able to do some testing on the truck that was really needed, because we had just this past year gone to ladder bars on the truck. So we learned a lot through that, but transmission kind of let go on us.
Yeah.
So
second to last pass that we made on it to get the data that we needed, and it just wasn't going at all, really. So we parked it in the shed, and we're waiting for the opportunity to get the transmission out and get it sent to Winter Circle Transmission so they could get it torn apart and get it diagnosed so we could fix it and have the truck back together for the series.
Yeah. And so for those of you that may not understand, it's maybe gibberish to you. So the engine that we originally had in Blue Thunder, crossing the finish line, which we run, our longest track's 240 foot. Crossing the finish line, it's between 8,800 to 9,000 RPMs crossing the finish line. That's how we have the truck geared. It runs one gear. It's on the converter. The converter's locking up, going down the track, and it pulls off the converter, crossing the finish line at a higher RPM like that. So we weren't real sure. We knew it probably, so we were just shooting off the hip, said, hey, we'll try it and see what it does with this engine. And so that's why 160, 180 foot, the truck stopped pulling because this engine was in the top of its power band. 75, 7,600 RPMs. This cam was petered out. It wasn't pulling no more. And so during the testing here at the house we did, I was driving. I would shift it in the high gear. And so once we figured that out, the truck was back turning some really good times. I mean, at our test track here at the house, the truck was running 380s in the 240 foot. I mean, coming
competitive
time. Which is a very competitive time in our class. But we noticed, our mile per hour was up 75 mile per hour, which was a really, really high mile per hour.
For the footage that we're running.
Yes, and which is awesome. So, but we believe, we're excited to get the transmission fixed back in the truck so we can really see if it's going to pick up any more time than that. The band was slipping, it was on its way out, and not really locking up and pulling out of the hole. Then,
which we believe was the problem in Crosby.
Yes. So we shall see. But like I said, it's we're going to run this for the rest of the Pro Series.
And y'all be there too.
We're going to take you along with us every step of the way. And figure these things out together. Try to get Blue Thunder back on top. It's always been a winning truck, competitive truck. Everybody in Texas knows it. We'll go through, show you some of the controversial not issues with the trucks, but the things that within the rules, gray areas, and explain why we did things, why we did things the certain way that we have done them, and we can edit that out. And but we're gonna do a time lapse, take you along with us, and we'll see you at Winter Circle Transmission.
As y'all saw in the time lapse, we got the transmission out of Blue Thunder, and we're gonna load it up, and we'll see y'all at Winter Circle Transmissions.